So what we're going to look at in today's lesson is we're going to look at water, and we're going to specifically look at water treatment. Our learning intentions for today are to describe the process involved in water treatment. So the first thing is water treatment occurs in 7 stages, and they are screening, flocculation, settlement, filtration, chlorination, fluoridation, and pH adjustment. And here's a little memory aid for you to help you remember it. Silly, funny Sean follows Chelsea football. An important thing I want to point out here on this slide is that it is fluoridation. It's a D that's in the word. So some people get confused and put in fluorination. That won't get you any marks in an exam. It's fluoridation. So the first stage of water treatment is screening, and in screening there's a large wire mesh, and basically screening removes large solids and floating debris such as twigs, lumps of plastic, branches from trees. The second stage is called flocculation, and with flocculation you use something called a flocculating agent. And a flocculating agent, the example that we will learn is aluminium sulfate. A flocculating agent makes smaller suspended solids coagulate. So the word coagulate means to stick together. So basically, the flocculating agent would cause the suspended solids to stick together into large clumps so that they're easier to remove in the next stage. The third stage is called settlement, and settlement occurs in large tanks, and the water goes in at the bottom of this tank and it rises slowly to the top, and basically the coagulated suspended solids from stage 2 will settle to the bottom of the tank. And in settlement, over 90% of suspended solids will be removed at the end of that stage. Stage 4 is called filtration, and filtration occurs in large sand beds in the filtration stage, and it basically removes the remaining suspended solids. So any suspended solids that haven't been removed up at this point will be removed in filtration. So the water is now clear, but it will contain harmful bacteria, so more water treatment needs to be done before it's safe to use. The fifth stage of water treatment is chlorination, and chlorine gas is added at this stage, and what it does is it sterilises the water. Now, very small quantities of chlorine are added, 0.2 to 0.5 parts per million, and it's controlled very carefully because you don't want to add too much chlorine because this is drinking water. And the chlorination stage is monitored by bacterial examination of the water. So once the chlorine is added, the water is tested to check the level of bacteria present. The sixth stage is called fluoridation. And don't forget, it's important that you include the D in fluoridation. In fluoridation, you would add sodium fluoride or hexafluorosilicic acid. This is added by law to help reduce dental decay by strengthening the enamel of your teeth. Very small quantities of this are added, approximately 1 part per million. The final stage of water treatment is pH adjustment, and the optimum pH for drinking water is between 7 and 9. So, what do you do if the water is too acidic? If the water is too acidic, it may damage pipes or cause corrosion in pipes. So this can be corrected by adding basically what we would have called lime, calcium hydroxide, and this will cause the pH to rise, make it more basic. If the water is very hard, it might need to be softened as well by the addition of sodium carbonate, which is a base. Then what happens if it's too basic? If it's too basic, it may need to be corrected by the addition of dilute sulfuric acid, and the dilute sulfuric acid will lower the pH. So once all of these 7 stages have taken place, the water is now ready for consumption and use. So this little summary table here is kind of your go-to summary table for water treatment, as it goes through each of the chemicals that is used in water treatment, what is their purpose, and what is problems that may be caused by adding excess of these chemicals. So this is definitely worth a read. So that's it for this video. Make sure to look at the learning intentions to make sure you understand everything from the video.